Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Who's gonna be the first one in chat? Is it gonna be Anna? Is it gonna be Danny? Is it gonna be Marita? Let's see who's first today. What the heck?
A lot of anger inside Vancouver Police Headquarters tonight. The chief, Adam Palmer, writing on social media that what happened is intolerable, adding certain people in society need to be incarcerated. A surveillance camera catches the aftermath. The man in the center is not involved, but look right as a ball of flame erupts and one officer, visibly on fire, runs. His partner does a quick pivot, singeing his uniform, but avoiding burn injuries.
It definitely is enraging to our members. This comes right off the heels of other assaults that have happened not that long ago.
This one happened here on East Hastings near Carroll, just after 9 p.m. Thursday. The officers were on routine patrol when they tried to detain a man for jaywalking.
The man then fled. As officers pursued, he then threw a flammable substance at our officers.
She says the suspect, wanted on 10 different warrants, was tasered and arrested nearby. The junior officer set on fire was taken to hospital for burns and has since been released.
When an officer, a police officer out serving in the community, is attacked to this degree, lit on fire, I think it needs to be a wake-up call to, the provincial and federal governments to step up and do something here.
Vancouver police say
So the officer's
35
okay?
officers have been assaulted so far this year.
Is the officer okay? Bruh, I would never want to imagine how it's like to be burning. It's rough.
5% increase over the same period last year. You're telling me there's more hostility between many of the residents and police?
Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
Because the police are harassing us.
In February, the department
I
and
mean,
the
there's a
city
lot of
launched
stories of
Task
that.
Force Barrage, which aims to restore order in the downtown east side. But in the months since, more violence. Solaris Day, a man previously convicted of killing a woman, is now charged with slashing a VPD officer's leg. And then there was the 92-year-old man beaten in a back alley last month who later died in hospital. Brian Montague is a city councillor and former VPD officer.
The mayor and council have been pushing the federal government for bail reform for the last 2 years. I'd like to ask the federal government when they plan to actually stop empty promises and actually tackle issues when it comes to repeat. Stop empty promises and actually tackle issues when it comes to.
So how did they catch on fire though? It's probably the material he's wearing, or the guy must have like thrown some oil on him before.
repeat violent offenders.
Oh, it's a Molotov, anyways.
The accused in this attack, who, as mentioned, is a frequent flyer through the justice system, is 40-year-old Jordan Mutual. He's now been charged with 2 offenses, including assaulting a police officer. He remains in custody at least until his next court appearance, a bail hearing on Thursday.
I want to challenge you to create a business with me 100% live over the course of 5 days. If you have an internet connection and a
Honestly, I'm not surprised that this stuff happens. But it's just sad. What other news is there? See, topics about the US and Canada, you're gonna hear different things from depending on the news channel. I don't know which one to trust, bro. Obviously, the stuff I see here is mostly Canadian news. Doesn't make it 100% right or true. "12 vehicle crash." That's a rough one.
Please call 911.
This was the frantic scene at Lakeshore Boulevard and 5th Street just after 3 p.m. Monday.
1 minute ago, life.
Witnesses watched in shock after police say a white Jaguar SUV that was allegedly involved in a hit-and-run collision near Lakeshore and Kipling, just over 1 kilometer away, caused a collision involving 11 other vehicles. 2
How?
Good Samaritans who rushed to the badly damaged Jaguar SUV can be seen trying to help.
What the hell happened?
Cars start to fly, wheels coming out of cars, and people panicking. And thank God was no pedestrian on the street.
Video surveillance obtained by Global News captured the Jaguar SUV careening through the air before crashing down just minutes earlier. It came to a rest in the interstate video.
People panicking.
So how does that happen?
Thank God was no pedestrian on the street.
That's 100% Arabic, man.
Video surveillance obtained by Global.
Yo, G, what's up, bro? Yo.
Are you free?
I'm streaming.
Oh shit. Oh,
Wow, what's up?
I can't see it. خلاص, you stream.
What did you want?
Can you mute?
Yeah, I'll mute for a bit. Sorry, I had to go on mute there. Bro, what would cause an accident like this? Also, this is the guy that I think I guarantee you, this guy is Lebanese or Syrian.
On the street.
Video surveillance obtained by Global News captured the Jaguar SUV careening through the air before crashing down just minutes earlier. It came to a rest in the intersection as the Good Samaritans try to keep the driver calm and conscious until first responders arrive. He is inside the passenger seat, facing the wrong direction, and had to be cut out of the vehicle.
Police say the white SUV was seen traveling near Lakeshore in Huron, Ontario, roughly 9 kilometers from where it crashed. As it traveled eastbound, investigators say it was seen driving erratically without a front right tire, and it mounted the sidewalk here near Lakefront Promenade.
How do you even accept to drive without a front tire, bro? Like, in what mindset that seems like a good idea? Like, even as a drunk person, I don't think that would, like, click in and be like, yeah, let's do that. No?
Global News also obtained this video surveillance taken east of the Lakefront Promenade, just after 3 p.m. The vehicle can be seen speeding past other cars, approaching an intersection. This crossing guard was there at the time, along with roughly 10 kids, as school had just let out.
I heard a sound, and so when I turned to look up, we saw the white SUV, and it went extraordinarily fast. I would say 150 kilometers an hour minimum.
Amazingly, only 3 people.
Nah. Front tire or not, bro. That speed in those areas. Like, it would have been less of an issue. I'm not saying it's good. Would have been less of an issue if it was 80. 100 max. 150 is insane.
People were transported to hospital with injuries, including the 31-year-old driver of the SUV, whom police say is facing charges, including dangerous operation of a motor vehicle.
It's sad to see young drivers these days have no accountability and they drive recklessly on the road.
Police are asking witnesses and anyone with dashcam or surveillance video which captured the Jaguar SUV to give them a call. Catherine McDonald, Global News.
Producers, this plugin helps you finish your tracks way faster. Check this out. I'm going to start with this loop that I made.
Is that all the news I get? There's not more? Why doesn't it show me more? Oh, show more. That's it? What are they pushing for climate? What's wrong with the climate
leaders
now?
Of some Canadian communities hardest hit by climate change feel that some issues have gone ignored, and dozens of mayors and councillors from across the country have signed an open letter released just this morning asking federal leaders to take action on climate change and the economy. Brett Ruskin is looking into that this morning.
This letter looks at what it calls bold but achievable goals for federal politicians should they get elected during this campaign. It looks at things like a national east-west-north clean energy grid, a national high-speed rail network, increasing the amount of housing available by creating 2 million new energy-efficient and affordable homes, creating a retrofit program to improve and increase the energy efficiency of existing homes, making them easier to cool in the summer, easier to heat in the winter, as well as a climate resiliency and response program and fund to help during the next climate emergency. Canada certainly has seen its share of climate emergencies over the last couple of years, whether it's hurricanes that hit here on the east coast, wildfires farther out on the west coast, And likewise, this letter, this open letter, has signatories all across the country as well. Mayors and councillors who say that the main topic of discussion during this campaign has understandably been the
Myrtle, what's
relationship
up?
between
I'm
Canada
good, how are
and
you?
the United States, but that there is room, there should be room made for additional topics of discussion that center around climate change. Here is the mayor of Jasper, Alberta, one of the signatories to this letter.
This is a perfect opportunity to focus on that other existential threat to communities, to our economy, and to our very lives, which is the threat from climate change. We have taken advantage of this opportunity to draw the
Yo, okay, we need all the money and funds and focus right now on the tariffs and the elections. Climate's gonna wait a little bit. Oh, that's good. That's good. I'm glad you're good. Yeah, thank God. My day was good. I had work. We shot for a client, my team and I. Client was happy, very happy today, which is nice. But it was a long shoot. It ended like at 5:50 and then the highway was packed. So I didn't reach the area until like 6:50, and then hit the gym. 8. I basically touched the house like 15 minutes ago. So it was crazy. And now the boys are gonna go to a lounge and watch the UFC. They called me, they want me to go. I'm tired. I wanna go. It's gonna be a lot of fun, but at the same time I started the stream, I didn't know there was gonna be a UFC fight or they're gonna be out. So, cause they know I'm working all that, so I didn't respond until late. I already started the stream, so now I don't feel like I wanna go, you know? I can stop streaming. Yeah, but let me at least get in like 40 minutes minimum. Or like an hour. You know? I can do this for an hour and then I can go chill with them for a bit. But I'm so tired. Like, don't get me wrong. I love them. And I would love to see them. But I had such a long day. I've had a long week. Bro, I've had a long month. I feel like my batteries are depleting. Long gear. Rio. How's your studying and prep for the exams? You said you had 2 more. Yeah, it is. My sister got it. I came back home and I found it in the fridge. She's like, yo, bro, I got you something. Just open the fridge. I open it and then I find this. Yeah, it's one of my favorites too. They released a new one that competes with this, in my opinion. It's the blueberry one. It's pretty nice. It's a lot of people's favorites. This was a hit when they released it. I know the whole politics behind Starbucks, but at the end of the day, like, yo, like those branches, they're not necessarily run by you know who. You know? It could be like some guy who copied the formula, because people can open businesses from franchises. You know? You can get the rights to open a McDonald's, or you can get the rights to open a Starbucks or something like that, right? And then you got people who work, innocent people who've done nothing, you know, they're just trying to make a living, who work there and all that. Like, I get the whole profit goes to where, like some profit margin. But like, it's not that deep, man. It really isn't. Yeah, I know what you mean. But then the counter argument from the people who find this very serious is like, oh, you say it's not gonna affect, but if everyone says it's not gonna affect, collectively it's a lot. I mean, I get it, man. I get it, I do. But Generally don't know. Because if we're gonna be very real, most brands are owned by you know who. So then what? You're boundless? You're gonna do crazy research before you buy everything? Or you're gonna lose hair. You're gonna get a headache. Studying has been I just read that, sorry. Too much work. I would assume. Exams. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear you. What other news is there? The YouTube news section is not that great. I mean, I would watch Philip DeFranco to give me the summary of everything that's happening. But I'm not trying to be called the beautiful bastard by him today. Maybe some other day. Am I going to church tomorrow? I am. Not St. George though. I'm gonna go with my dad to Chapel Place. It's a very nice church.
For Canada,
It's not
they're
Orthodox.
poking us in the eye, so we got to poke them back.
And there are surveys too, one where more than 60% of people said they planned to avoid travel to the US this year entirely. But again, lots of people say things. It's been harder to know how real this apprehension was until now, because the data is in. The drop is significant, and Americans have noticed
no, I hear
in a
you.
big way.
Canadian Airlines are taking away flights to popular U.S. cities. This after many Canadian vacationers apparently are avoiding the U.S.
It is having not only a negative impact on the tourism market, but business as a whole.
We're seeing pretty seismic developments in terms of the number of people that are willing to go to the U.S. right now.
It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely
Damn boy, that mustache. What? That's a crazy mustache. I've seen
And
crazier,
here's
but
the
it's still
thing,
nice.
more Canadians pour into the U.S. every year than people from any other country in the world. So
Oh, yeah.
we wanted to know just how much does this drop actually hurt the U.S.?
Well, this is a Canadian point of view. This is the CBC. So even if it's, let's say, accurate, there has to be some exaggeration or something that's not accounted for from the US POV. Because the US always ends up coming with a counter argument, and then Canada has a good counter argument. It's like, you know, there's two sides to the story. Not even two. There's a lot of sides to the story.
Did you know that sending video messages via email, SMS, and LinkedIn can actually increase your lead to appointment rates by
Oh,
3?
really? I don't know. Skip.
Let's start with the turning point. The moment data started to show something real was happening here. This red line shows how many people traveled by land from Canada to the US between October and February of this year, compared to the orange line, which is last year's travel data. Superimposing the lines like this, you can see how this year's travel numbers have actually been higher than the previous years since October, but then the two lines split apart from each other in February, which was, if you think back, right around the time the US and Canada began phase 1 of a fresh trade fight.
The White House confirming tonight that a 25% tariff on Canadian imports will take effect on Tuesday.
Canadians are fully united from coast to coast to coast to stand up for this extraordinary and beautiful country.
And brand new Canadian data seems to show this sharp downturn in travel actually accelerated in March, with a 32% drop in Canadian return trips from the US by car year over year, which is
That's a
also
huge drop.
the lowest number of Canadians coming back over the border since 2022, when Canadians really had good reasons to stay home, with COVID testing, vaccine mandates, cross-border quarantine measures still in place.
A lot of people obviously voting with their wallets and saying, you know what, we're going to stay closer to home. We're not going to spend our hard-earned money there while we deal with Trump's tariffs and Trump's 51st state taunts.
And the drop in Canadians booking flights flights to the US is pretty substantial too. According to the travel agency Flight Center, 40% fewer Canadians booked vacations to American cities in February, and 1 in 5 Canadians actually canceled their trips to the US over the past 3 months.
After I get cancellation emails from my clients, some of whom have been my clients for over 2 decades, I come back to them like, guys, it's Trump, right? It's politics, it's policy,
Yeah, this guy's mustache is crazy. Also, what is John Cena doing in the back?
it's he being mean, and is that why the cancellations are happening? And they're coming back to me. It's 1,000%. 1,000%. It's Trump's policies and politics, and we are sorry.
And airlines are noticing, some allocating tens of thousands fewer seats from Canada to the US this April. United Airlines even going so far as to cancel a new daily route between Toronto and LA that it had planned to start up in May. So here's where the problem becomes really real, because Canada-US travel was supposed to have been ramping up, right? And as we've been approaching the busiest time of year, the summer months, what happens if this drop keeps dropping? The shock could be
Oh,
big.
right. That could be good. I mean, like, not good, but like, it's a big number. It's a big number, right? Summer tourism. US try to escape the US, Canada tries to escape Canada. You know how summers are. Whatever you're living, you're trying to escape that. I remember when people in the UAE, when I was living there, dude. I remember I wanted to travel over. I remember people saying, "Oh, I can't wait to leave this place." Like blah blah blah. I'm here now, and I'm telling you, I would love to go back. You know, not saying it that I hate it here. Just saying I would love to go back. Difference. It's not about grateful. It's about people are getting bored, and they're getting bored quick, right? And their escape has become either entertainment or going out and doing something. And so when you go out and do the same thing over and over, and when you just sit on the phone and, like, waste your eyes all day, it becomes sickening. You feel like you want to experience something else. But living condition wise, the UAE, like, some ways it's better. Canada in some ways is better. If you're making good money in the UAE and if you're making good money here, if you gotta choose between the two, might as well be there. Because if you're making good money, you're making a decent living. And if you're making a decent living, just pick somewhere that's more convenient to live in. It's definitely the UAE. It's not a good life, you know? That's what you're saying? What are you saying? Life isn't always about entertainment. Life is about what you make out of it at the end of the day. Yeah, no, I agree. Of course. Of course, not what you're saying is correct. And not to discredit that. That's credited, that's true, I believe that. There is the point of view that you can make something out of your life and enjoy that, but that does not take out the potential of it being better. And so the potential of it being better comes with A, B, and C, right? And so that potential is there, and sure, you could be content and you could work the best whatever hand you've been dealt. But the option to have a better hand is right next to you. Just grab a few more cards. You know what I mean? Bro, it's the same messages over and over, dude. Hey, I really love your streams. My speaker's busted. I can't hear you clearly. And me on Discord too. Who would believe that? Bro. Not you, who's also super bored sometimes. No, I feel you. It's a pandemic. Pandemic of attention.
They'll be missed. I mean, we're gonna feel it, a big impact in our pocket end of the season if they're not show up this year.
According According to the U.S. Travel Association, in 2024, about 20 million Canadians either drove or flew south, and the majority of them to either New York, Florida, Arizona, Texas, or California.
Even local officials in Las Vegas are saying what's going on with Canada right now is a problem for us and growth opportunities for us.
Because just think about it. Every single activity that these Canadian visitors book, every meal they eat, every hotel they stay at, that's money being pumped into the U.S. economy. Last year, Canadians spent over $20 billion in the United States. That's twice as much as what Americans spent at McDonald's in 2024, and almost as much as what the entire U.S. gym and fitness industry pulls in each year. And not only does this amount of money help fuel local business, it also creates jobs. The U.S. Travel Association estimates about 140,000 of them. So what happens when some of that money starts to disappear?
Things have gotten
You just cry.
expensive lately, and I need to generate some additional income.
I stumbled upon data annotation.
To give you an idea in like actual dollar bills, 2024, my company grossed $35,000 exclusively from Canadian high school kids coming to New York City for their class trip.
The heck?
2025, 5,000.
What is John Cena
and
doing
going
there?
down because I still get cancellations every other week. I hire 15 tour guides, and they all work for me as well as other companies.
Not that they love your
My
stream but can't hear
to
you.
hire them
Yeah,
to do
beats
what
me.
they love, which is share their passion and their energy and their excitement about the greatest city in the world. It sucks, man. It's really, really rough.
And some American businesses make so much money off Canadians, they've actually built their entire business models around them.
Richard Clavet looks forward to Canadian snowbirds coming to Florida every year.
They create bond here and friendship.
Canadians have filled his motels for the past 35 years, but this year was different.
With Canadians right now, we're about 30%, when we should be more like around 80%. So it's a big drop.
To put this in broader terms, it's estimated about 1 million Canadians, mostly retired, travel to the U.S. every winter. And that group, they're not just staying for days, even weeks. Many of them spend months, if not half the year, south of the border, which creates an expectation from local businesses that they and their money keep coming.
I live here 6 months. This is my home, but I'm leaving April 2nd. I actually feel guilty that I'm here.
If you have approximately 1 million snowbirds going away, they're spending money on vacation rentals when they go there. They're also engaging in activities. They're going out to eat. They're doing other things locally. So you're talking in the billions of dollars.
And think about the little guy, the smaller vacation towns close to the border that might feel the financial impact the most. The Adirondacks in New York State. About 130,000 people live there full time. But figure, up to 6 times that many Canadians, 600,000 people, visit every year, both in the summer and in the winter.
We've seen individual families choosing not to come. We've heard of whole hockey teams choosing not to come to some of our international sporting events, and then some group travel bookings, bus tours, etc., have also canceled.
This is from a local Adirondack newspaper, referring to a survey suggesting 66% of businesses in the area have already seen a decrease in Canadian bookings for 2025. And their regional tourism office figures with even just a 20% drop in Canadian visitors, businesses in the area would see a decrease of $12 million in spending.
A lot of communities that are really dependent on Canadian tourism are really suffering right now. They're really having a difficult time.
And let's drill down even more, because forget big splashy vacations. Think about Canadians living right along the border who don't necessarily even think about the US as a destination per se, because they're just driving across the border to go to Target or Trader Joe's or to, hit a mall, see a concert, go to a ball game.
You think of Walden Galleria in Buffalo.
Okay, so what are the statistics that they're not showing us? Like, what are we not hearing? I get everything they said. US trade war, how China is fighting Trump's tariffs. Still, everything is CBC and global news. I want a bit of different perspectives, bro.
When he was driving his Hellcat, he saw a black.
Let me see what the hell
US
does it
tariffs
catch.
have wounded China.
Carnage, panic,
bloodbath doesn't even begin to cut it.
Chinese markets deep in the red. Now, Hong Kong stocks plunged the most in almost 3 decades.
In its first day of trading after the weekend, the Shanghai Composite fell more than 7 percentage points. That's, let's call it, somewhere in the ballpark of $500 billion in value, wiped out in one day. The Hang Seng, a measure of top stocks in the Hong Kong market, that was down more than 13%. That's another few $100 billion in value gone. And Donald Trump's not done. Because on top of a 10% tariff on Chinese goods imposed in February, plus another 10% in March, plus 34% announced last week, he's just threatened an additional 50%, which altogether effectively doubles the import cost of all Chinese goods to the US.
We're starting to get to the point where if all these are applied, you effectively create an embargo between the two countries where there's just going to be no trade.
Trump is punishing China for hitting back. In a trade war, the US has escalated. Yesterday, Trump says, China issued retaliatory tariffs of 34%. If China does not withdraw its 34% increase, the United States will impose additional tariffs on China of 50% effective April 9th. But China has found a way to hit the US back hard. And not just with tariffs, but by attacking its supply chain directly.
You know, if Canadians actually put their mind into it, we can have a better economy that could compete with the US. Canada definitely has to lock in. To compete with the US, they've already competed in a lot of things. It's not that Canada was completely out of its game. You know, it was considered one of the best countries in the world for a reason. But yeah, they've been losing way too much grip for the past couple of years. Definitely needs to get better so it can at least get back to the old competition level it used to have. Again, we can talk all we want. The maximum we can do is vote and maybe try to influence a bit of our friends in voting differently. But
They just threw down the gauntlet.
we're powerless when it comes to this
It's now a game
stuff.
of chicken. It's who's going to blink first.
China is messaging this quite clearly. They are in it until the end.
My day didn't start at 0. It started at you're already behind. Every day used to start the same way. Too many tasks, not enough time, and no idea where to start.
Okay, cool.
China has, until now, attempted to exercise restraint. Months ago, when Trump first imposed that sweeping 10% tariff on Chinese goods coming into the US, China did retaliate, but with smaller sector-specific tariffs, mainly targeting US energy. Coal, LNG, that sort of thing. Then, when the US stacked another 10% tariff on China, once again, we saw a measured response, this time against US agriculture, targeting very specific things like chicken and beef. But responding to Trump's additional 34% tariff announced last week,
So we're going to be charging a discounted reciprocal tariff of 34%. I think, in other words, they charge us, we charge them less. So how can anybody be upset?
well, they're upset. Retaliating with an equivalent 34% tariff on American goods. This is China hitting back harder than before.
The Chinese believe the U.S. has just gone to a whole nother level, basically gutting the rules-based order entirely and replacing it with reciprocal tariffs negotiated line by line, country by country. And that's a world in which it'll be much, much harder for them to operate.
They want these tariffs to go away, but if they can't go away, they do not want to be perceived as weak.
But China knows hitting the US back with tariffs doesn't land quite the same way as the
It doesn't, bro. What does PVD think about all this stuff? Where their clips are in Valuetainment. I think I need to specifically search Canada in their channel. This was 4 weeks ago. Trump broke Canada. Doug Ford caves on electric tariff threats after massive trade war reversed. I wonder what PBD
I want to
thinks.
start off with the first story about Canada.
Do I want to play GeoGuessr? Yeah, I'm down.
Bombshell electricity tariff. And this is a big one because I don't know if you guys saw the market yesterday. Tom, I'm going to come to you with this one here at first.
Okay.
Canada reversed its 25% electricity tariff on Michigan, New York, and Minnesota after President Trump threatened severe financial repercussions, with Ontario Premier Doug Ford announcing in response Ontario agreed to suspend its 25% surcharge on exports of electricity to Michigan, New York, and Minnesota. Rob, if you got the clip, if you want to play, and then I'll tell you more about it here. Go for it, Rob.
Well, just a little while ago, I had an opportunity to speak to Secretary Lutnick. And Secretary Lutnick has sent out an olive branch to us to come down and immediately meet with him, meet with the whole trade administration, and discuss the future. Rather than waiting till April the 2nd, threats going back and forth, tit for tat, I've agreed to suspend temporarily, and we always have that tool in our toolkit, until we sit down over the next day or two. I'll be heading down to Washington along with Dominic LeBlanc. And
Rob, how long is this
good
clip,
discussion.
He goes on for about 3 minutes.
Oh, we're not going to play that for, especially the monotone was said yes. But so, anyways, long story short, what happens is they caved, and I'll read this next part to you. Trump, who declared a national emergency on electricity and double tariffs on Canada, steel, and aluminum to 50% in response to Ford's initial tariffs, suggested Canada join the U.S. 51st state. Canada should honestly become our 51st state. We would have a northern border problem. We wouldn't have a northern border problem. We wouldn't have a tariff problem, while also threatening to permanently shut down Canada's auto sector with higher car tariffs on April 2nd unless Canada drops its retaliatory tariffs on U.S. dairy and agricultural products. Tom.
Hey everybody, my name is Sam, aka
Bro, you
Sam
know what?
Bucha, and I'm a YouTuber who makes variety content ranging from challenges to games.
So,
The problem with what happened, the whole back and forth, is now that both countries know what they're lacking. So I think Trump and the US now recognize that the electricity, a huge portion of it on the north, is being supplied by Canada, specifically Ontario. So now they know they're lacking there. To avoid this lack in the future, now they can just simply start planning to supply that power somehow or somewhere. I know it's a lot of work and a lot of new infrastructure that needs to happen. Like, it's not going to happen in a night and day. But they know what's lacking. And then likewise, Canada understands what they're lacking too. So if the funds go in the right places, both of them can be more independent. And I'm not really sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's going to be a good thing because self-sustain. Bad thing because the other can look at the other and be like, yeah, we'll be fine if things go wrong. And then that could open the door for things to go wrong. So, I don't know. I could be wrong too, but there's no black and white in this. There's a lot of gray.
this guy, Doug Ford, to let you all know who he is, he's the Premier of Ontario. So he's the Governor of Ontario, and he carries as much weight as Gavin Newsom does as a Governor of California, or DeSantis does, the Governor of Florida, being very large U.S. states. So that's who this guy is. And he says, you know, right along the border, we've been selling electricity to Michigan, New York, and Minnesota. Because if you know, Buffalo is right there on the Canadian border. You know, there's U.S. cities that are there. And he said, hey, we're going to tariff, you know, the electricity.
There's a saying that goes something like, you never know when you have till it's lost or something, you know? Didn't know what they lacked, or they didn't really pay attention to it till the tariffs came along and all the back and forth. Yeah, Murta, I know what you're trying to say. The thing is, maybe they knew it first, but maybe they never thought that's gonna reach a point of stress, like something to worry about. Because you know, good relations, neighbor countries, you know, supposed to be all nice, peace, butterflies and cookies. But as we can see, you know, a little bit of stress can get everyone riled up and like questioning everything.
Electricity that we're selling to these people. Never mind that these have been very level electrical treaties for a long time. And so Trump turns his head and said, okay, make it 50% on steel and aluminum. Well, Ottawa gets a hold of Doug Ford and says, hey, dude, you're like the governor of Ontario. Can you let us do this from the capital of Canada? Should you be speaking up like this? And Doug Ford let him know. He says, I've been summoned to Washington. That's what he was just saying. Yeah, Secretary Lutnick asked me to, let's not wait till April. Why don't you come to Washington? No, it goes like this. Listen, Governor, why don't you get your ass down to Washington and we can talk about this right now. Meanwhile, my boss, Trump, just raised the tariffs on this. And guess what? He runs to the microphone, not in Parliament, but in a freaking empty room, speaking in a monotone like a kid that just got caught coming home late on a date by his mom. Hey, it's midnight. You're supposed to be home by 10 o'clock. And he's just sitting there stunned. And guess what happens? This is a microcosm of when power and policy meets small retaliatory threat. And he broke the guy. And there have been these memes all over the place. There's now, I broke some guy from Ontario. Whack, right over his knee. And that's what happened. And so this is how I have been saying tariffs often are going to be tactics, not long-term taxes. Will they upset the markets a little bit? Will they do a little bit? Sure. But look how they're breaking and backing off.
How did the market react yesterday?
Yesterday, the market was green. It wasn't up 5%, but guess what? Tesla was up 7%. NVIDIA was up 6.5%. And the major...
Yeah, well, that didn't turn out so nice. Now the stocks are back down. I love the PBT podcast, but those guys are too biased towards the US. They got good reasons for it, but that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I know what's up. I have the stream muted, L, but I'm here, W. Thank you. You know, Doug Ford would actually do a good prime minister. I think the guy was very based through a lot of the issues that happened. Like no politician or leader is perfect, but I think Doug Ford did a good job for the most part, and maybe he could try to, like, I don't know, if he ran for prime minister, I think he could get a lot of heads turning.
Indexes, I think 3 of the 4
They're paid. Nah, PBD, I doubt they have like any political movements going on behind the scenes. Like the guy is a millionaire. He's a businessman. He's very well known. He's got his connections, his network. He built an empire, right? Maybe there's a little bit of influence, but I doubt it, just because he stood his ground for a lot of things, and he talked against the stream of river that was coming towards him, right? When there was the whole when Biden was running, he was against the administration for a lot, if not most of its rules, right? And that was the government that was running at the time. So technically, if there was some politics involved with him, he wouldn't really be able to speak that much, right? But he did. He spoke his mind. You're joking? Because, you know, sometimes talkers like that. No, I get you. Trying to make you laugh because you look so tired? Wow, dude. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. Everyone's telling me I look so tired. I get it. I know. Sad, bro. What has life become? No, I just wasn't expecting a joke. I just wasn't expecting the joke. My mind didn't click it. My bad.
Indexes, because you know you got the NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P 500. They were up like a 0.5%.
Yo, McMass,
demonstrating a
what's up?
settling, which shows you even the most minor
Michael Shamas.
news that
How's
says,
it going, brother?
hey, some of these tariffs are calming down, the market immediately calms down. There's a long way to go, and there's a lot of stuff out there, and there's still uncertainty, but the markets immediately calmed yesterday.
Rap, where's the article that says how much money was lost?
This didn't age so well. The stocks of look at the stock market. Look at Tesla, for example. Tesla. The past month. Let's make it past 6 months. It's been on a decline. The worst one was around April 8th. Now it's jumping up a little bit, and it's gonna go down, I think, a little bit again, and then start going back up. What was the peak? The peak was 479. It would have been a great investment if someone did some investing at around 2024, October 17. Sold by December, but this new drop is crazy. Low-key, if I didn't have like priorities and stuff, I would probably just throw a chunk of like 3K into this. Because the stocks of Tesla are gonna go back up again. Like, it's not gonna go bad, bro. They're gonna come up with better cars, better this, better that. Like, Elon knows what he's doing. Just a matter of time. But the stocks are going down. Hold up. It's gotten better, 15% up. It's already getting better. What about Nvidia? I know Nvidia took a big hit. Yeah, it went from 138 at some point, February 19, to 94, the lowest, April 4. Now it's going back up. Interesting stuff. I've had enough though. We can do some GeoGuessr. How's your week, Michael? All good, bro? I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, I hope you had a good week, bro. Yo, let's specifically try and train in South America. I think it's only us two. Okay. Time to learn and understand what I'm looking for. Lots of electric cables. Mountains on the edge of the city. What's the language you're looking at? Most of them speak Spanish anyways. I don't think the language is going to give much of a hint. What is stuff that I could recognize? I'm learning the vibe and style, but it's not too different from the other South American places. Is that a taxi? Is that how their taxis look like? I didn't get much out of this. Oh, there's a tree with the flowers. Let's try Venezuela. It's Colombia. There was a sign that said it. Hmm. Rod oil. Postal oil. See, that's something that could be meta type of gas station, but it's not enough though. How about type of trees? There's not a lot of palm trees. I know palm trees are gonna exist in this place, but as of right now, I'm seeing a lot of regular like bush style. Normal looking tree. Ooh, what is that? That's unique. I feel like this would be on the lower side. That's my backyard. Get out of here. Sorry to be in your backyard, bro. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just doing South America to try to pick up on like how the places look differently. Yo, I'm honestly thinking this is like lower side of South America. Some interesting trees. Argentina, Chile, Uruguay maybe. It's lower Brazil. Let's see how would I know? What I tell? I still don't know the meta. Interesting floor. That's obviously supposed to be palm trees. Lots of orangey dirt. This is not gonna be lower South America. It's gonna be like this is Mexico, no? Peru low because it's poor? What's making you say it's poor? We're kind of in the middle of nowhere. Who has the accents under the C and over the A? Does everyone here speak similar languages? Accent over A. They're all Spanish, no? Portuguese? Brazil is the only one? Brazil speaks Portuguese? I don't know where this is. Here, maybe? Ah, I didn't know Brazil speaks Portuguese. See, now this looks like Brazil to me. And so how do I know what's Brazil, what's Spanish and what's Portuguese? See, Anna, now you're telling me what it is, but it's not giving me, like, I'm not learning it. Right now, so far, all I've been learning is vibes. I'm not picking up on anything, actually. It's not. It does not look too Brazilian to me, honestly. Well, what is that? Is that a common thing? Blue tuk-tuks with back seats. There's a bit of French, so it could be French Guyana or whatever. Ecuador. Rest in pieces. Yeah, nah, this is not helping. I'm not learning much. Yellow taxis. Okay, I'm getting a feeling that this is Mexico. Spanish because there are no fancy accents. So if there's no accents, it's Spanish. Is that what it is? Is there no accents in Spanish whatsoever? I'm pretty sure there is. There's one accent type in Spanish. What type is it? Bro, oh my lord, South America, please. I'm not learning. I don't understand it. This whole area, I don't understand it. It's not even a language thing, it's all the same vibe. It's the little diagonal slash down left. Down left. To upright above E or O. So either above E or an O. Yo, Swizzy, what's up? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Yo, Anna, what's up?
Real quick, do you want me to explain as you're doing it what you should be seeing?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't play it in the round, then I'll watch you play it, and then I'll tell you. Who is Swizzy?
Hope you're having a good stream. Thank you, Swizzy. Hope you're having a good day, man. Welcome to the stream, man.
Do you want me to call you on Discord?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Is this your first time here, or you came from like YouTube or something? I don't recognize your username. Yo, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, it's so much clearer here. Oh my god, over the phone it's like a little more muffled. Anyway, yeah. First of all, South America doesn't include Mexico, so you shouldn't be guessing Mexico at all.
Wait, actually? I thought Mexico is half-half.
Go up. South America, there's Central America and South America, but Central America, for the sake of like geography, they include it in South America, but Mexico doesn't count. So none of this would be Mexico, unless you're
I
putting.
don't know why I
Latin
thought
America.
like Mexico belongs to both sides, like the north
No.
and south. Bro.
You'd have to put Latin America if you want Mexico included. Mexico is North American. And yes, not Portugal. Well, Portugal as well, but Brazil is the only country that speaks Portuguese in that entire region. So if you see anything more than the E accent, like an accent, you know how in French they have the E accent on top of it that's like slash?
Okay.
It's that accent. Oh, see, Latin America. You have to look
So
into it.
hold up.
So now Latin America would include Mexico down.
Spanish and Portuguese
U of T.
difference.
Okay, so see, Meredith's putting in the chat. The first E she put is the one that's in Spanish. We don't have any other accent. Oh, no, we do. Well, technically we do. We have the double dots over a U.
Oh, whoa, hold up. What did I click
But
on,
you
bro?
would
It's just a
never find that.
picture.
Oh, but you would never find that unless it's like a specific word. Spanish has the yeah. So what Meredith just put in chat, usually it would be over the U or the E with the slash. That's the first E she put.
So Spanish would have 2 dots over the U?
Rarely, but sometimes.
And then all the
It's
three
it just
three
differentiates
E's
the word meaning.
all the 3 E's she put, those accents are over the E or O's?
No, only the first one. The other two don't exist.
The other 2 don't exist. So only the first thing in the E, the first E with the
Down
dash,
left to upright.
that's always
Yeah.
on E's and O's.
Not always, but depends.
Depends, but like that's about it when it comes to Spanish writing,
if
and
you
then
see
maybe
that
over the U.
accent, you see that, and then in some cases, like if you were to see the word egg, it would have the double dot, which is very rare that you would find that because it doesn't really come in common conversation. And I merit the I with the accent is also there. And then in Portuguese, it is like weird. They have the little tail under the C, and they have accents everywhere. Like I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce any of it.
See here in
Yeah, they have the
Spanish,
little
here's in
squiggle.
Spanish, there's an accent over an
Oh,
A
the
as well.
Enya, the Enya. Okay, that's also okay, brother. You're making me fight like demons right now. So the A has a little, not A, only N has a squiggle. So in some cases, you're gonna find an N with a squiggle over top. But that's like the variation. They would like in a title, they might not spell it with an accent, but in some cases they might. So like a smaller message might say it. So, okay, yeah. So there are 3 accents to
Okay,
look
that's a lot
for
of
in
information.
Spanish.
I actually kind of need to hit the washroom now.
Hello.
Alright, Spanish versus Portuguese.
So yes, so the only difference is thank you, Maritha, for putting it in the chat. It's the E, like the down, not E, but down left to upright accent, the enye, which is a little squiggle over the N, or the double dots over the U. But like in everyday conversation, the only accents you'd see most are the enye, the little squiggle, or the down left upright one. In Portuguese, the second you see a little squiggle under a C, it's Portuguese. We don't have that. Or French, but we don't have that.
Let me test
I
it
don't know
out.
about it. I don't think Italian does either. But okay. Here's your new test now. And also make sure you look for URLs because that literally gives me every answer most of the time. God, where are you?
That doesn't show much, bro.
Espacios verdes. So that's Spanish. But I wouldn't tell you that, Tihi. That
There's a
would
lot of
that
garbage on the side.
is probably Peru.
Dang, bro, tough. I still want to be a millionaire, but tough, bro. This makes me want to be grateful. Like extra grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Like grateful with a bit of salt on top, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Esto es salva. Boom. I understood nothing.
This is Alva.
Tomato.
Okay.
Yeah, still no idea. There are no accents though, so
If you see no accents, you're more likely to see it as Spanish than as Portuguese. That doesn't mean there aren't accents. It's just in most like big text, they don't really put it. Not always. I see vos. Vos is either Argentina or Uruguay. Maybe Chile. I don't know if they do that as well. At least it's not Mexico though. We don't. Oh, okay, I guess it's Mexico. I think it's Uruguay because if you see on the there on the right, there was a blue, white, blue. I
how
was
the
wrong.
heck am I supposed to know that?
Well, see, I told you, I saw Vos.
Uh-huh.
And Vos is like you would not see that on
My
graffiti.
brain is on a cartwheel right now.
That one
I'm
was a
getting
hard one. That one was a
shocked.
hard one. That was a hard one. Don't panic. That was a hard one. It's okay. That was a hard one. So what is this pink drink? I did not know you were like
I'm drinking
brother was in with Starbucks.
I'm drinking the PhD flopper from Black Ops 6.
The P what?
It's okay. It's nerd talk. It's fine.
I did not know Starbucks was hip like that. See, another put you in the jungle, bro. What is this?
Yo, my heart kind of sank, low-key. I did not expect to find like a deep like dive over
This
here.
is probably Brazil.
Yeah, if it's high and elevated, I always think it's Brazil, but I don't even trust my guess anymore when it comes to those areas. Okay, you're so
Real.
funny. No, I'm not. Thank you though.
Bros, you should. You know what? You should put more time to do these because obviously you need to get an understanding of the vibes. But if you're only giving yourself 2 minutes, it's hard to remember what you've seen over the span of 2 minutes at a time.
So I might need to make each round like 2.5.
Maybe 3, knowing you. Maybe 3. I would probably just shoot for Portugal. Not Portugal.
So I
Brazil.
don't see much other than like mountains right now. I'm not recognizing any like palm trees. I'm not clocking any of them. I know
Could be Mexico,
I know Brazil has a lot of palm trees, even when it comes to mountains. So does that mean this is not Brazil?
This could be Mexico. I mean, I would just put Brazil knowing it's wrong, but they have nothing to tell you anyway.
But Brazil always has palms, or am I wrong in that
They
information?
do. That's their rainforest type vibe.
So let me go lower side Mexico then.
I'm pretty sure the mountains are on the upper side.
I'm fine.
Oh, look at that! It's Colombia. T.
I'm completely fine.
You're fine, bro. You're fine.
No, I'm completely fine. I'm okay.
You got this, King. You got this.
Yeah, I got this.
You got
A
your
for
pink
effort.
drink.
Award for participation.
You're all great. You're doing what you can. You know.
Yes.
One
yes.
day you're gonna be the rainbow of Latin America. You're gonna know more about Latin America than me.
100%. One day I'm gonna be the president of the United States.
One day you're gonna speak. Oh,
But too
why would
much?
you wanna
Okay, I
be
take
that?
it back.
why would you want to be that?
I mean, because whatever we do in life, we're gonna be controversial and people are gonna disagree and stuff. So might as well go for the top, right? No, I'm kidding. I'm too unbothered. People can do whatever they want. Middle of nowhere, sandy area. This is either the Chile highways or it's gonna be the Texas entering the U.S. What? Texas
so
entering
real.
Mexico, bro. It's one of those two. For this guess, I know those guesses. I've seen those things before. It's literally gonna be either on the top over here, top of Mexico, or it's gonna be the side over here, Chile.
Real.
And just for the fact that there's not much, it's not a proper road, I'm gonna go ahead and say Chile. Although it could be
Okay.
Mexico lower. Because the US wouldn't have it, right? If they build a street connecting the two, it's gonna be a proper street.
Real. Mm-hmm.
Is that good analysis, or is that me thinking that
I mean,
they look into it
maybe.
too much?
Maybe.
Let's see.
Is that dragon fruit?
Just fruit. There's no dragon in this. Argentina. Close enough.
Bro. Straight out the round I'm here helping you is the round that gives you like absolutely nothing. Oh yay.
Yellow tuk tuk.
Okay.
Who's known for having
I
yellow
don't
tuk
I
tuks?
don't know the tuk-tuks, bro. I thought that was just an Indian thing, to be honest.
Tienda Santa Cruz.
Oh, this is
Pidela
Spanish.
Cuyu.
You see the accent on the eye. The eye, the eye.
I
There you
saw
go.
it. Also, there's like a muscular chicken right there. Protein eating protein. It's kind of messed up.
There you go. See the accent on the A. We also have it on the A. It's very dependent. Case by case. Like it would mean a specific word. Fashion girl salon. Gratis.
Is it safe to say it's Mexico? There's no accents. There was one over the I.
It's a Spanish speaking country. It doesn't mean it's Mexico.
So only Brazil is the one that speaks Portuguese, and then
Look at the
all
truck, look at the truck, look at the truck, look at the brother, go back. Why do you do these things? You just zoom and you don't actually look at anything.
I'm looking. I'm looking the same way I look at like reels, bro. It's
Take
quick.
a second, bro. Bro's got that ADHD mind. Please? Like,
No, I didn't guess.
slowly look around. Brother.
Guatemala. So what? So wait, is the only place that speaks Portuguese is Brazil, but everything else around it is
Yes.
Spanish?
Yes, except
Argentina, what about Argentina?
Suriname, and French. Yes, they do. Spanish. At the top of South America. Got.
How come Brazil speaks Portuguese? What
They were
happened there?
colonized by the Portuguese.
So that's one Portugal W versus like 5, 6, 8, 9 Spanish dubs.
Kind of, but see how
Yeah,
much
but
bigger Brazil is.
yeah,
comparison?
Brazil is very huge though.
But zoom all the way into the top of South America.
Zooming. Guatemala.
Guyana, no, to the right. That's not the top of South
What
America.
what
That's
am
the
I
top of
looking for?
Central
What do
America.
you want me?
Girly,
What do you want
go
me
to
to
Brazil
zoom
and go
on?
up. Guyana, Suriname, and French Guyana. Oh my goodness, bro. This is like telling an elderly person to click on their screen. You take no directions. Those countries, I'm pretty sure, speak French. Like I tell you, scroll here, brother goes to Europe. Like, oh my god.
Well, French Guyana, like it's in the name, right? I would be surprised.
But what I mean is I think all of those speak French. I don't think they speak Spanish.
Even for a French
don't think you'll
place,
ever
those
get
do
those.
not look like it's French, bro.
I don't know, bro. They were
You're
conquered
Cuba.
by the French. We need to call Danny. He'll know. I wouldn't know this, to be honest. See, Saint Laurent. There you go. Saint Laurent is not Spanish. We need a French consultant because I don't speak these languages.
There's not even French, bro. What do they speak here?
See, Marathon in the chat saying that's French.
Is this French too? This is not French. There's 2 dots over the E, bro.
Oh,
No way there's like a German,
a little.
bro.
See, yeah, Grand Senti. I say in an American accent, Grand Santee. Anyway, I don't think you're ever gonna get anything in GeoGuessr in those countries because they're kind of irrelevant.
Oh,
And,
what the
like,
heck? That's
who
kind of
did-
sad.
Well, like, let's be
That's
real. You didn't
kinda
even know
sad.
they were there. You didn't even realistically, you didn't even know they were there.
Bro, I don't know where my feed goes sometimes. That's not the point.
It's all French, according to Marika. She's our French consultant. So simply, you see squiggly little C's? That's Brazil or Portugal, but we're not playing that right now.
My stomach is aching, bro.
It's the pink drink.
I drank and ate too much today. By too much, I mean too much in the same 1 hour and a half. Didn't eat all day, and then suddenly, boom. Never good. It's all French, the 3 of them. Okay, so Orangey, peachy dirt. No palm trees around. Yellow dotted roads. I mean, what other color would you put it anyways? Maybe white. Countries never go exclusively on road paint, do they? Like exclusive colors. Electricity on the side, those electric poles. What am I looking at? Give me more. Is that an accent on the A? There's no accents at all.
There's an accent, it's very light. However, this is a silly case where this is actually Portuguese. There's just none of the words have an
Well,
accent.
let's see then what the heck? How am I supposed to know?
Bienvenidos is not Spanish. It's bienvenidos. So it's
It is
Brazil.
I would have picked Mexico, by the way. If that was my guess, I would have picked Mexico.
You're welcome, because I exist.
Like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna watch like YouTube tutorials how to get this spam. Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna
I don't know what Latin America is. Go to
give me a
settings,
second.
add it to time.
Give me a second. I'll be right back. I gotta pull up one of those because I didn't have. I don't have one ready. Boom. I'll be back. I gotta go.
I don't know if he muted me, but I think he's taking that pee break. Oh, I'm not muted. Lovely. My day was good. I went for a walk, and then I went to church, and that was it. And then I took a shower, and that's it. And that was my day. I was not productive today, but I was so productive yesterday. I went to the gym for like 2.5 hours. And it was nice. I'm very sore and tired, but we're alive, and that's what matters. I actually did not have any finals, so I've been done since the first week. First week Wednesday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, I didn't have anything, so I've been supporting my friends through their finals, kind of laughing at them, being like, "It never," but it's okay. Do you have finals, Merit? You do, right? I think you said you have two, or you have one coming up on a holiday. On Good Friday, I think you said, or maybe not. Maybe it's just I don't know. You said you had a holiday on a. Oh, you have six. Oh, rough. But you had one on a holiday, no? Also, our Easter's line up this year, and I'm so happy. Like that's so nice. You have one on 16th and one on Easter. Oh, that it was Easter Monday. Okay, that's rough. What are your exams on? Like, I know you're studying computer science, but like, what courses? Oh, so that means you're taking 6 courses. That's wild. That's. I couldn't wish. I did that in my first year, and I couldn't wish that on my worst enemy, to be honest. Okay, calculus. Oh, you're taking both levels of calculus in the same semester? Does that not have a prerequisite problem? ND discrete math. Oh, and discrete math. What is discrete math? How do you make math discrete? What are you hiding? And then entry to logic for computer. Oh, for computing, which is also math. So a bunch of math is what I'm hearing. That's gross. I'm so glad I'm not taking computer science, and I feel bad for you. It does have a prerequisite, but they left. Oh, okay. You know what? Hop off then. You do what you got to do. Man, that's gross. Oof. But then I imagine at some point you're not gonna have to take math anymore. I did not like math either in high school. Like I took it up to grade 11 and then I didn't take any grade 12. Oh? Okay, because it was delayed that you weren't on this, like you weren't back. So I hear you talking, but on screen you're still gone. But you're back today. Okay, anyway, go back. It's your stream. Goodbye. It was a nice little segue talking to Merita in the meantime, but continue. It's your stream.
Oh, let me catch up. Oh yeah, now how's your day? Yeah, I can hear you. Don't worry. Nice. How's uni? Oh wow, lucky. Congrats. Congrats on what happened?
Just on the fact that I finished a while back.
Oh, congratulations. I already know that, but congratulations again.
Thank you, thank you.
Good luck, Marta. Good luck. Okay. Let's try this. Let me try it again. Settings.
Bro, I have a question for you.
What?
Are you a math guy or were you a math doer in school? Were you good at math?
Are you gonna compare it with another subject, or are you just like that's the question?
No, just in general, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how good were you at math?
I was super good up until like grade 8. And then
So you peaked
grade
in grade 8 is what
9,
I'm
they
hearing.
started introducing the calculator system, more reliance on it. Grade 10, there was a lot of reliance on the calculator. Grade 11, I lost interest in math. Grade 12, I just wanted to get done with high school and leave. It dropped down pretty quick, but I was good at math at some point, very good. Lost all of it.
Wild. Okay.
Yeah. Keeping it real, there's no need to lie. I was very good once, but that doesn't count anymore.
Real. I was never good at math. I hate it, and I still do.
I was very good at science
It's
too, and
okay.
then I lost that at some point. Look, I just reached a point in my life where I was like so fed up. I'm like, I just want to do what I want to do, and that's it.
No, real. I did the same thing because I was like, I finished high school semester early because I was like, I want to be out of here. But I was gonna finish a year early, but then COVID hit, so it had to get pushed back by a semester. Um, but yeah, no, I was just trying to finish everything because I did not like school as a concept.
Is there a way to end the round quickly? No, we have to wait 2.5 minutes, bro.
It would really just be down to both of you voting. You wouldn't have to wait if both of you guessed. What is this map, bro? Why
Okay,
do you get
no.
such
This one's
bad
good. This one's good. This one,
places?
there's a lot of stuff to analyze. The way
Bro's
the
gonna look at
roads are
Patrograph.
paved, the way the roads are paved. That's one thing I can memorize. That's 2 roads, bro. They actually put effort into this one. It's 2 roads split by a long island. 2 lanes each. No palm trees in sight. The greenery seems very green. It's not much of a orangey type of dirt. There's no electricity lines on the side. Oh no, there is. There is. Green poles for light. Green lamps, street lamps. Okay. Dude, this is good. This is giving me stuff. I haven't seen this before, and I don't think this is gonna be Mexico. I think this one's gonna be like... It's gonna be a place where I wouldn't commonly choose. Oh, but wait, this is not a formula. The green light, street lights are done. The only thing that's relevant still here is like the roads. The type of dirt, the type of vegetation. I don't see mountains on this. Oh, there is, but it's very far. It's not mountain condensed. I feel like this is lower. This might be actually Argentina. Let's say somewhere here. No, it could be lower Chile actually. Chile or Argentina? Well, what do y'all think? Let me go Chile actually. It's Argentina. So that's Argentina.
Very, very nice.
I straight up want to say this is not Mexico.
Look at the stop line. Oh. Mm.
Pare is stop in Spanish or Portuguese?
It's stop in Spanish, but like usually it's alto.
Luz baja obligatoria. So you're obligated to
That's
what?
Spanish. That you're obligated to have low lights, no high beams.
Okay, based on the color of the land, it could be actually Mexico. I take back when he said it's not. But it can also be. Is that snow at the bro? There's some snow. There's some snow on the mountains. Where would this be? Here, where? Who could possibly get snow? Not even the top of Mexico is common for snow, right? It's gonna have to be here, bro. Look, because there's like white land.
Well, I'm gonna disappear for a second. I'm gonna hang up, but I'll let you know if I'm back later.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Good luck, bro. I'll probably still yap in the chat a little bit, but goodbye.
Thank you, bye. Could be here, no? Because I can see a lot of white. Is this own country here? Tierra del Fuego province. Let's go there. I'm gonna guess. You want to put a guess? That was a good guess. I had a good guess actually. Thanks, Martha. What is the... Those are pine trees, no? Yeah, pine trees can look spacey like that. There's a lot of space in between. Who would have pine trees? Brownish. It's not too orangey. Dirt. Vegetation is moderate. Some palm trees. Mountains far. That's a cowboy hat. I doubt any of the Spanish countries are gonna wear a cowboy hat other than Mexico. Could be Colombia too, actually. It is Mexico, but I went too high. Of course it's not gonna be the city. Wait, what was I guessing, bro? Is this Peru? Could be Peru, no. Did you guess? Can I terminate or what? Brazil. Oh, made it, Brazil. It's close to the water, too. This has to be Brazil, no? I feel like this is Brazil. It's gonna be somewhere here, I think. Puerto Rico. San Juan.
Zero sugar and zero carbs. Meet
Yeah,
natural
GG
flavor.
Marta.
Neutral. Refreshingly simple.
Welcome guys to another GeoGuessr tips video, and this one will be a little bit different. A lot of you wanted me to make area specific tip videos, so this one will be about Latin America. Some of the tips I have already told you guys, some of the tips will be new, but the format will be a little bit different. I will show you the location, and then I will explain my thought process.
Am I gonna hang out with my friends? I'm not feeling it, man. It's also 11:10. And I kinda just wanna chill on live. Plus they're already watching, and the UFC probably started a while back, so... You gotta wake up early tomorrow? Yeah, go to sleep, bro. It's fine.
How
Don't
I
worry about
would use these tips to figure out which of the Latin American countries this is. So let's go. Okay guys, this is the first location. Let's look around. What tips can we see? The first tip that we see in this location would be the yellow plate. We see at least one yellow plate. We can look around. We see another yellow plate right here. So that is a good indication that this is Colombia. We are seeing multiple yellow plates. In the distance we also see pare. Pare is used on stop signs in South America, while in Central America they use alto. So that's a good way to distinguish Latin America from...
You always go to church at night because they need someone to read Arabic? Oh wow. Good on you though. That's dedication right there. Good on you. Good stuff.
Central America. And we see no antenna on the Google car. In Colombia you sometimes don't get an antenna on the Google car. So those are all good indications that this would be Colombia. We also have some text. If you can distinguish Spanish and Portuguese, then you would see that this is Spanish. So that's also another clue that this isn't Brazil, for example. So we can safely go and guess.
Oh, of course, it's gonna be
right
peaceful
here.
on less people.
So second location, we immediately
peaceful either
notice
way,
that
but
we
I know
have
what you
a
mean.
black car right here. In Latin America, you will have a black car in either Peru, Argentina, or Uruguay. So this is either one of those countries.
That's not a good tip. We shouldn't be looking at the car that's being used.
If we pay a closer attention to the license plates, we can notice that we have these sort of what's looking like a black dot in the middle, which would indicate that we are in Argentina. If you look around and you see no black dots on the plates with a car looking like this, then it is more likely Uruguay, or sometimes it could be Peru as well. Next location, this is Colombia again, and let me show you all of the tips here. We have a doggo, of course, but we have this Colombian cross. You will have this Colombian cross on most of the Colombian signs. It will look like this, like a white cross on the back of the sign. That's a good clue. Another good clue is that many of the cars will have yellow plates, as you have in Colombia. This short stubby antenna, it sometimes, as you could see in the previous one location, sometimes you don't have this antenna, but if you do have it, it is either Colombia, Mexico, Ecuador, or Brazil. One of those 4 countries with this small antenna. And also this pole, this octagonal pole, you mostly see them in Mexico, but you can sometimes also see them in Colombia. So with all of these clues, this is Colombia for sure. So let's guess it, and it is.
With FanDuel, you can turn your NBA hunches into big wins.
Next location, we meet.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. Sleep well, good night. Take care.
Immediately see this lovely taxi. If you see this taxi, it means that you are in Mexico City. But if you look around, we see some other clues. Back here, we have this Mexican pole. As I just mentioned, you see these octagonal poles in Mexico a lot. And also, we have Generation 4 camera right here. And with Generation 4 camera in Latin America, it can either be Mexico, Argentina, or Brazil. And taking into account all of the other clues that I just told you guys, we are safe to guess Mexico City. In this
So what was what he looked at? Did he look at the vehicle again?
Next
That
location,
could change
we
over
immediately
years,
see
bro.
this lovely taxi. If you see this taxi, it means that you are in Mexico City. But
It's
if you
not
look
enough,
around, we
though.
see some other clues. Back here, we have this Mexican pole. As I just mentioned, you see these octagonal poles in Mexico a lot. And also, we have Generation 4 camera right here. And with Generation 4 camera in Latin America, it can either be Mexico, Argentina, or Brazil. And taking into account all of the other clues that I just told you guys, we are safe to guess Mexico City. In this location we have the black car again, and as I said, it could either be Peru, Argentina, or Uruguay. This time it will be Peru, because we have these railings with black and yellow stripes. You see, I'm pretty sure you see them only in Peru, and you also get these poles, which are mostly found in Peru, the black and white stripy Peruvian poles. So these three hints, and of course the landscape also looks very Peruvian, so we are safe to guess Peru. Okay, so sixth location, we can see this lovely pole right here, this triangular type of pole with these horizontal sections. As you can see, it is very typical in Brazil. And also, as you can see, we have these signs with the black backs, one right here and one right here. Those are also very indicative of Brazil, so we can guess Brazil. Oh, and by the way, we also have Generation 4. As I just said, Brazil is one of the options if you have Gen 4 camera.
So if it's not a lot of palm trees, it's more mid-Brazil if there's a lot of palm trees on the sides.
Next location, we have quite a lot of tips right here. First of all, we have this taxi right here with this orange plate. You will see taxis like this in Chile. Those are typical Chilean taxis. Also, these are the Chilean poles. They are kind of similar to Brazilian ones, however, they won't have these horizontal lines like vast majority of the time. So they are very similar, but without those horizontal stripes in the middle. Another tip that this is Chile is that we only have white road lines. In other South American and Latin American countries, you will often have yellow, one or double yellow lines in the middle. In Chile, you will mostly see white lines. Sometimes there can be some yellow lines in snowy regions, but mostly they will be white. Also, this is the typical Chilean car. You will have white cars usually in either Chile or Bolivia, but I feel like if you have a car like this where you can see like a black part right here, I don't think Bolivia has it. I think it's only in Chile. Next location, we have a white car here as well. I forgot to mention that Peru can also have a white car, so either Chile, Bolivia, or Peru. So with a white car, this could be one of those three countries. We have this clothing. I have noticed that you see a lot of this traditional clothing in Bolivia. So, and of course the red brick buildings. Red brick buildings are also very common in Bolivia. Sometimes you can see them in Peru. But with this traditional clothing and the white car, I would lean more towards Bolivia on this one. And I mean, since I made this map, I know it is.
Okay, everybody quiet, please.
Take gauge.
Cool. And action flashes!
In this location, we have this solid yellow line in the middle and dashed white line next to it. It can be either Argentina or Uruguay in terms of South America. If we turn around, we can see that the road line becomes like this with two yellow solid lines and the dashed line in the middle. You can have this combination in Uruguay. It can sometimes look similar when the lines are overpainted, but they are supposed to look like this in Uruguay. Also, a clue about Uruguay is that we have these thick wooden poles on these signs. You will get these also only in Uruguay. We have this Google car, which can be found in Guatemala. And also another tip is that we have alto sign. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, you will have alto signs in Central America, and South America will have pare on the signs. The final few tips might not be as common as the others, but they can still come in handy. If you see a Google car looking like this, It can be either red.
I don't care about the Google car stuff. I think there's enough information for now. I'm gonna test this out. Keep it short and quick. A minute, 10 seconds enough. Fair, fair. Oh, what was said about those polls? Those are the interesting polls. Christopher Montesanto over here. What's up? What's up? So what was the tip he gave about those ones? I think that's Argentina, right? Let me go Argentina, because I'm not really sure. Brazil. Brazil has those polls, okay. Okay. Yellow plates, Colombia. It's a busier area of Colombia and there's a lot of yellowish land. Okay. That's the nicest tip, honestly, from everything we learned earlier. Red bricks. Bolivia. Lots of red bricks, Bolivia. Let me not guess quickly, let me try to understand more things. White license plate. Their greenery seems similar to stuff in like America and Canada. I mean like the US. It doesn't scream Spanish vegetation. Okay, well there we go. We have palm trees. Also, is that there? That's Chile, no? Or Bolivia? I don't even know at this point. Let me go here. I think that was. What is this? It's Chile. No, I don't even know. It is Chile. Should have trusted myself. It's like the flag is right there, bro. Lots of mountains. Okay. Mountains. Very interesting styles of mountain. Seems like the colder style of trees. Am I right or am I wrong? Like you'd find those in colder areas. I think I already know what this is. This is like somewhere here at the bottom. Let's go somewhere here. It's not, I was wrong. It's Peru. Well, I need more practice with this stuff, that's for sure. I think that's a good run. I think it was a good stream too. What are we clocking in on 2 hours? It's enough. Alright, chat. I hope you enjoyed. It was pretty nice. You can stream like Claire and GeoGuessr with me? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good title. I like that. Good title, good title. Alright, Marta. Alright, everyone. Good night. Good night. See you on the next stream. I hope I get a guest tomorrow. It's gonna be last minute, so whoever joins would be awesome. If no one joins, it's gonna be the third RTWK with no guests, so I might need to pause that series until I can manage it properly. Who knows? We'll see. I'll try to find a guest, but it's gonna be so last minute, honestly. Sleep well and drink lots of water. Aye, aye. I will. Good night. Good night, everyone.